Reason number 2, Mike. Millennials, they're the offspring of the baby boomers.
They are.
Imagine being raised by the boomers. How your life cannot be more cringy by being raised by a boomer.
I was raised by a boomer. Let me tell you about this guy.
I'll tell you about this fucker right here.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it, Mike. I'm sick of it.
It
being millennials. All right?
Everybody's sick of millennials.
Right. We've brought this up before. We had a whole episode about it. You know, just like I said the last time, you gotta go back in the podcast lore. Go watch our other episodes. All right, they're all there. There's specifically a podcast called Millennials, and that's all it's about. All right.
And they're just the underage boomers, right?
Right. So, we'll you know, maybe this will be titled Millennials Part 2.
Maybe,
because that's all this is just gonna be. But so to give everybody some background, I took it upon myself to make this PowerPoint for everyone, and I'll show you guys 10 reasons why you should stop calling Gen Z millennials. It's fucking bullshit by all of Gen Z.
All right, but you couldn't put our logo on this?
It's copyright.
It's all right.
Our logo is copyright. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't want to get demonetized by taking our logo and, you know, so
because you're gonna lodge a complaint against yourself.
Right. Yeah. It's copyright. I don't, you know, that one episode where our intro got taken down, there was at the beginning of the podcast, we lost a whole episode. I don't know who's after us, but I just didn't want to risk it. So this is
all right.
This is, you know, plain whatever Mr. Gates decided that was my designer set for this this presentation. So I put together a presentation for you guys, put it together for Mike. 10 reasons why you should stop calling Gen Z millennials. All right.
I won't say it's horrible.
Well, it's all about millennials. So if you think it's horrible, I don't know what to tell you.
I spent the slide.
Oh, well, you know, I said I made it. I didn't say I put a lot of effort into it.
I won't tell you that.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I appreciate it.
So you got 10 reasons why you should stop calling Gen Z millennials.
Yes, sir.
So you got like 12 slides then?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some kind of math.
Okay.
All right.
Fire away.
First slide. Reason number 1. All right. Gen Z would never use a PowerPoint. But for all the millennials watching this podcast, I want them to be able to understand. So I wanted to make sure that everybody could grasp the concept.
So you really want to hit this target?
Yes, I really want to hit this demographic. This isn't for Gen Z. This is for everyone else. So I just wanted to make sure everybody could understand what was going on. All right. So that's reason number 1.
Okay.
Never use a PowerPoint. Reason number 2, Mike. Millennials, they're the offspring of the baby boomers.
They are.
Imagine being raised by the boomers. How your life cannot be more cringy by being raised by a boomer.
I was raised by a boomer.
I don't know what to tell you. Different kind of boomer, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, man. That last set of boomers that raised the millennials, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because I'm an Xer raised by boomers. So.
Yep, but 2 different sides of the boomers. We've covered that before. There seems to be splits in generations. Whatever split got left on that, you know, that low-hanging fruit side of things. Well, imagine being raised by one. Gen Z wasn't raised by the boomers. So stop calling us millennials. They're your kids. Boomers. Stop calling us millennials. They're your kids. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, boomers can't accept that there's already another generation and
Right.
that much older.
Yeah, it's confusing. Right. All right, moving on. Reason number 3. The generation known as Gen Z was born between 1997 and 2012. Okay, we've established this.
Yeah.
All right, we've let them know. We've also established the generation of millennials was born between 1981 and 1996.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone with half a brain cell can tell that those are different dates, Mike. You just gotta look. It's basic reading. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, let me shake my head, get these 2 brain cells to create a spark.
Anyone can tell. I don't know how much more clear I can make it than that. But we'll keep going. Any questions so far?
No, I'm trying to figure out. So this is for millennials, but it's really also for boomers.
Yeah, it's really for anyone that is calling Gen Z millennials. There's no reason to call Gen Z a millennial, and these are 10 reasons why. I'm sure there are lots more, but these are my 10 reasons.
So all of these are brain-based, nothing that we can physically see that would differentiate millennials from Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm sorry, millennials, you're now old. Don't worry, we'll get to the physical aspects here in a minute.
All right.
We're just starting with the real like hard thoughts. These are complex thoughts, especially for boomers and millennials. So we just, I got to start slow.
Okay.
You can't throw in the visuals and confuse them all at once. It throws them off. Reason number 4. A millennial could never identify this meme. This is hardcore in the lore, deep in meme culture stuff right here. All right. They could never understand the complexity behind this meme.
Neither can GenX.
The depth.
What the hell am I looking at?
All right. So basically, there is this meme based on a comic strip called The Lost, right? And so essentially what this meme represents is this guy. The first line is this guy. He comes into a hospital. He meets the clerk or the person at the front of the hospital. That's the shorter line. He meets with the doctors, and then he comes into the room, sees his wife laying down. I believe, if I understand it correctly, she had just lost their baby. So that's what this meme represents. But you have to understand the background and the complexity to understand what these, bunch of little lines mean.
True.
Millennial could have never identified that. Shit, even I couldn't have identified that until I Googled it today. But just to be clear, a Gen Zer sent this to me when I asked, I need something that's got lore and background on a meme. And this is what they sent me.
All right.
So picked from the crowd at random. This is what they came up with. They had it saved in their phone. I'm impressed. All right, reason number 5. Millennials created what is known today as cancel culture. Cancel culture was not started by Gen Z, as a lot of people seem to think and claim.
It's been around way too long for it to be created by you guys.
Right, exactly. It started with, these companies and heavy hitters in the Twitter world making racist tweets in 2014, and this hashtag started, hashtag cancel Colbert. After that, there was widespread outrage and backlash against this person.
Colbert.
Mm-hmm. And then by the next year, basically this hashtag cancel whoever became extremely popular. And that's kind of where it started. People have always, had backlash and riots about things they don't like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this first use of cancel this person, get them off, we don't want them here anymore, blah, 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 whatever, was started by the millennials.
Sui Park?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fake name?
Nope, one of your kind, Mike.
Korean. Park is a Korean name.
One of your kind.
All right.
Yep. Came over, land of the free, and said, cancel that guy.
Americanized. Damn it.
Yep. Well, millennials started this. Wasn't Gen Z, as most people seem to assume. They assume that they look at me and like, you're all into this cancel culture bullshit. Nope, wasn't us.
Nope.
Wasn't me. I don't take the claim for this.
I wouldn't either.
Yep.
Screw those. I'd say cancel millennials.
Yep. Hashtag cancel millennials. If you're watching this, comment that in the comments. Put it on our X. Put it on our TikTok. Hashtag cancel millennials. Yep. Reason number 6 twice.
Because Gen Z can't.
Or no, we did reason 5. I'm losing track. Hang on. Okay, I'm not crazy. I did this right the first time. Reason number 6. All right. So, as you guys can see by this chart, studies show that millennials cry 80% more about how life is too hard than Gen Z per day. This study was performed by actual scientists with real degrees in realism. These facts are real. Here's the kicker. That's how a millennial would use statistics to prove a point.
And it's so true. It's like you have these millennials that'll create something and then contact other millennials to support it. And now they've got these other millennials confirming something that they just made up.
Right, exactly. Just make shit up, throw it on a pie graph, something like that, whatever, and then just say, oh, statistics, scientists said this. They have degrees. Like the episode we were talking about Bigfoot. Degrees in Bigfoot.
Yeah. Bigfoot etymology.
Those are their facts. Gen Z actually does their research when they're going to come in and feel the need to debate somebody. We don't just pull statistics out of our ass and make it up and then just throw some shit on a slide and call it a day.
Yeah. Only millennials go to college, get a BS and BS.
Right. Exactly. Reason number 7. Gen X has Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, Bezos, Amazon, Kobe Bryant, Eminem, Robert Downey Jr., Mike Tyson, Tom Brady, Snoop Dogg, and Shaq. Gen Z has Malala, Juice WRLD, Mr. Beast, Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, Kid Laroi. Millennials, they have Dolly the Sheep and Mark Zuckerberg. Do I really need to say any more? They have 2 things that were created in a lab.
It's true. Because I was just thinking, like, was he birthed? Was he, delivered via spacecraft? Was he created in a lab?
No one knows. No one knows. Just like the end of the boomers that made the millennials and the millennials that came from them. No idea where they came from.
So I don't think Mark Zuckerberg has a belly button, which means he's not human.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. You can see his lizard eyes right in this photo.
So I don't know. Is there even a photo of Zuckerberg with a belly button?
Probably not.
All right. So if anybody has a photo of Zuckerberg with the belly button, that's not Photoshop.
Send it to us.
Just send it to us because I think he's an alien and aliens don't have belly buttons.
Yep, I think so too. And he strangely looks very similar to Dolly the Sheep. I don't understand why.
It's but the ears and the hair.
Yeah. Yep. So that's all I got. I don't know what to tell them. I Googled what do millennials have. This is all that came up.
All right.
The only 2 things.
If, Black Ops helicopters start showing up and taking us away, it's your fault.
They're coming for us.
Yeah. You unearthed what nobody should know.
Yep, exactly. Alrighty. Reason number 8.
Just calm down. Breathe. We're
sorry, I get it. I get excited. I get emotional. Voice is getting, I get emotional.
Getting high pitched. Yeah. And sound like Sally over there.
All right. Reason number 8. Gen Z actually understands how to use their phone. And most of us actually understand how our phone works. Millennials are still trying to prove that 5G destroys the rainforest, just like their parents trying to prove 5G causes COVID. Just look at this picture. of the millennial on the right. Who takes a photo like this? Why is it so blurry? What year was this taken? Why is there a millennial wearing a tinfoil hat? Who knows?
What's with the nose? My God.
Yeah, what's wrong with his nose? Millennials, big noses. Based in big noses. I don't know what's happening. Dolly the sheep and big noses. Reason number 9. Millennials think it's trendy to pretend to look homeless. Who does that shit? Look at these pictures. These are not homeless people. Both of these pictures are millennials dressing up like homeless people to be trendy. Homeless or hipster. Go back and watch that episode. We gotta get all up into it. You can't tell the difference. Especially that guy on the left. He actually looks homeless.
He does. I thought that was like in Bangkok or something.
He's wearing plastic bags and shit. Only a millennial. That's who. Those are the only ones that would think it's trendy to be homeless. And finally, reason number 10. This one's the shocker. And I think this will shock a lot of people because it shocked me when I was doing the research for this to put this together.
Okay.
It was not Gen Z that started eating Tide Pods.
Oh, who was it?
Gen Z did not start this trend. Yeah. You heard me. It was not Gen Z. Gen Z did not start the Tide Pod challenge. It was the millennials. Who would have guessed it?
So did the millennials start the Tide Pod challenge to get the Gen Zs to eat Tide Pods?
I don't know why they started it, but Aaron Swan, who is a YouTuber and a millennial, started what was known as the Tide Pod challenge on January 17th, 2018. He didn't actually consume the Tide Pod, but he presented the challenge and started the challenge after the whole, there started being some things posting on the internet. People were like, you know, I'll be damned if I don't eat one of those Tide Pods at some point in my life. Things like that. People...
Because it looks like candy.
You're right, because it looks like candy. And then there was an uptick in, like, little kids eating Tide Pods, because Tide Pods didn't come out that long ago.
Right.
So Aaron Swan wanted to capitalize on this, and so he made the video called the Tide Pod Challenge, or something along those lines, and he started this challenge. The millennials started this. It was not Gen Z.
Want to know something funny? Also about how millennials are stupid. There was this whole generation where they got rid of candy cigarettes because they thought it was going to make kids start smoking. They had to get rid of showing people actually drinking in commercials, alcohol commercials. You'll see they'll hold it, but they're not allowed to drink it.
Right.
Right. And they went through and got rid of all of these things that were not for human consumption that looked like candy, so that babies aren't eating the wrong things.
Right.
And then millennials roll in and we're going to make this detergent look like candy.
Yep. So, after all that, I rest my case.
So what was the thesis?
The thesis?
Yeah. What was your argument? I mean, you rest your case, but I don't recall what you're arguing.
I'm arguing that you should stop calling Gen Z millennials. And those are all my reasons why. All the things that people keep getting Gen Z confused for, like Tide Pods and, I don't know, dressing like homeless people, or the sense of fashion is all off. What's wrong with you kids today? I don't know what you're wearing. It all comes back to millennials. Cancel culture. It all comes back to them. It was not us that started these things. And it is not us that is continuing to push these things forward. It's the millennials. So stop getting us confused.
Well, I'm not getting you confused.
You're not. But there are others.
There are
Many
plenty.
others.
I've said this before. Gen Z is like Gen X, right? Gen X is forgotten. People don't even remember that we exist. And you're just being swallowed up by the millennials like you don't exist. You're just an extension of this thing.
Soon they're going to start calling Gen Alpha millennials too. Not going to make any sense.
So this is a good first 50% of your presentation. All right.
Nope. This is where it ends.
No. This is so what you've got to do. So you told me all about millennials, right? Now you have to tell me all about Gen Z, so I have something to contrast it to.
All right.
So you're like, millennials are this. So great. Now I know about millennials, but what is Gen Z?
All right. Gen Z Part 2. that whole podcast extended on.
Next month.
There will be another episode where I make another presentation completely different from this one. That will be all about Gen Z. It'll same title, 10 more reasons why you should stop calling Gen Z millennials. But in this case, it will be all about Gen Z.
That works.
Yep. We'll do the other half.
How much time do you spend on this?
How much time does it look like I spent on it?
About 25 minutes.
That's probably collective, yeah. It took some time to do some digging on like the Tide Pods things and like the cancel culture thing, but overall it didn't take very much time. Probably about as long as it's taken to me to present it to you.
Well, so what I want is our subscribers and new subscribers and future and past subscribers to get into the comments. Let's go ahead and grade his presentation. Go ahead and agree or disagree, argue, whatever. If you don't agree with something in there, put it in there, rebut. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, tell me. What I'll do is for the next presentation that includes all the things just about Gen Z on why they're not millennials, at the end of it, I will include all of the things that people debate with. Or, you know, anybody that puts in the comments about why I'm wrong or blah, 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 or whatever. And I'll put them up and we'll have the discussion.
All right. So I wanted to come back to something from a previous episode.
Okay.
It's a completely different.
Completely off topic.
It's not even like a segue. It's just a straight off right angle.
Well, it could have been a segue, but you explained it too long.
So we talked about like Bigfoot,
right,
and Chupacabra and that kind of stuff. And then shortly after we closed out, there was thought about it some more, and one of the things that we did not talk about, which I think is like resurgent in the Gen Z world, is freaking astrology. Astrology. What's your sign? This is groovy, baby.
I will say, I will admit as a Gen Zer, and this is not my confession that I believe in astrology. This is just my confession.
Come later.
This is just my confession for, the rest of Gen Z. There has been, it seems to be an uptick in the Gen Z generation believing in astrology, or at least referencing it a lot more.
Do you have any idea why? I have a theory. I think it's a solid theory, but I want to put you on the spot.
So I think that, going back to our conversation about Gen Z getting more spiritual, but not necessarily religious, and having like a god, people always try to find things that make the universe make sense. And so I think that part of it is that. I think the other part is that Gen Z, and this is where, completely against everything that I just said, where Gen Z and millennials are very similar. They get very wrapped up in things that they can try to use to uniquely identify themselves. And so I think that there's a sense of identification that they get from aligning themselves with a astrology sign.
Okay.
What's your theory, sir?
My theory is simply something along this lines. It's like, hey, Sally, you were really rude to Rick yesterday when I introduced you to him. And she'll be like, hello, Sagittarius.
Right, exactly.
It's like, I can do whatever I want and just Blame it on this thing. Sagittarius, it makes it okay.
I'll put it up in the video, but there's a meme where it's like, you'll be driving and your girlfriend will want to run over 6 different curves, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm a spaghetti. My bad." I'll put it up on a thing. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. There's no. I think that's a great theory. You don't have to be accountable if you can just blame a sign.
Right. I think the uptick has really happened with the end of COVID, because during the COVID years, we're able to blame COVID for everything. Hey, I lost $3 yesterday. COVID.
Yep.
You know, it's just whatever. Hey, I'm late for work, but COVID.
Yeah.
So that's my theory on it.
Hey, I'm late for work. I'm Capricorn.
Yeah. Taurus. Hey, what is your sign anyway?
I don't know. I don't care.
You're supposed to know.
I think Aquarius, right? That's January. Aquarius. Yeah. I don't know. You asked me.
I just know my sign. You're supposed to know.
Yeah, Aquarius. And you know what, though?
The age of Aquarius.
God. You know what, though? Now that I said that, everybody that believes in it is gonna go on the comments and go, "Oh, I guessed it. I wouldn't. I knew that." Blah, blah, blah. There's another thing too where this comedian does that as one of his jokes, where he's like, talks about astrology, and then he's like, "I'm a Scorpio," or whatever. And all these girls in the room are like, "I knew it." And he was like, yeah, you knew it after I told you. And, everyone's laughing. And he was like, "Except I'm not a Scorpio. I'm a Cancer." And then these other people are like, "Oh, I knew it." And he's like, "You see what I'm talking about here?" And then he looks down and he's like, "Only 10 more signs left to go. Which one am I?" And I just think that that's a perfect example of there's no correlation between the two.
Based upon my multiple decades walking this planet, I would say about 80% of the people on this planet are a Cancer. And what do we do with Cancer?
Blast them with radiation.
You cut them out.
Yeah.
Cancer is a liability. And what do we do with liabilities? We cut our losses.
Yep, I would agree. The 2 new signs that should be established: Cancer and retarded.
Well, Cancer is a sign, which is a crab, fittingly.
I don't like that you know that. It's disturbing. Which one's the cock?
That's the Asian astrology.
Oh, right. The year of the
year of the cock.
The year of the cock.
Born year of the dog.
Okay.
So it was 1970. What year were you born?
I don't know. I gotta look this up now.
Hey, look it up.
What year was I born? Hang on. I get out of all this.
If anybody knows what year Brandon was born, please put in the comments, because we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know what year I'm born. Let's see.
He might have been delivered via aliens, just like Zuckerberg.
Yeah, let's see. Oh my God, Chrome, you're killing me. All right.
Oh my God, you're killing me, Smalls. You know what that comes from? You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm the year of the tiger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I could see that.
The tiger and the dog get along pretty well.
Oh, well, they must be wrong.
Near the tiger and
Near
Aquarius.
the tiger.
Mm-hmm. So you're like a water cat.
Yeah, I'm a water cat.
And I'm a Taurus and I'm a bulldog.
What movie is that? It's like, I'm a lion and I'll swim out there to the middle of the ocean and I'll your tuna girlfriend. Have you seen that movie? No. It's like Bad Cops or something like that. It's Will Ferrell and somebody else. Yeah. If you're a tuna and I'm a lion, I swim out to the middle of the ocean to fuck your tuna girlfriend.
So it was a well thought out and put together PowerPoint for 25 minutes of effort. What did you leave out? That's what I'm curious about. What kind of stuff did you find and you just didn't add in there?
I didn't really add anything about like real statistics, like money, political statistics, things like that. There were a lot of the stuff I found that there were some things that would come up that are kind of, I guess, to me, the obvious. Like, millennials hold more wealth than Gen Z. I'm like, well,
you're
no
still 8
shit.
years old.
Yeah, right. Like most of Gen Z has been in official careers only for a few years. Like just stuff like that I'm like,
right. One of the statistics that you never get to read about is that Gen X is older than the millennials.
Right. It just stuff like that was kind of obvious. People tried to do a comparison of statistics and like who's the winner generation, but then it would be like Gen Z is winning in this category and millennials are losing, and then at the bottom they would put tie. And it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, who built this presentation?
A millennial. Nobody can win.
Right. I don't know. There were so many things that would come up when I was trying to compare them. And there was, I wanted this to be good but lighthearted. And there was just nothing lighthearted. It got all serious and statistics and all that stuff.
So
and
when millennials were 6 years old, you can go up to them and go, you know what? If there isn't one winner, it means everybody is losers. And then they would cry. And then you'd go up to a 36-year-old millennial and say, you know what? If there isn't one winner, then everyone are losers. And they will cry.
Oh, man.
They're a sensitive bunch. I don't find Gen Z to be as sensitive as millennials, but maybe you're getting there.
I don't either, but
trying to be there. Are you working towards that? Is that a goal?
No,
to be more sensitive?
Not a goal. I don't want to be more sensitive.
Did you see how sensitive they were and you're going, this is ridiculous?
Yeah, I just don't, I think people should be able to joke around. I think people should be able to joke around on the internet. They should be able to post stuff that are jokes and things like that. I don't think people should get canceled for joking around. And I think there should be more evidence that somebody is this horrible person besides one thing they say. People say a lot of bad stuff, and people that are good people say a lot of bad things. Like it just, it happens. People react.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, I have demeaned and dehumanized and despecied some of my closest friends.
Right. I just, I don't think that people should take things so seriously. There's all this debate on social media, and we got into this very early on, but, life's too short, life's too long, blah, 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 do everything, do nothing, all of these conflicting values. But to me, this is the place where it's like, life's too short to be so goddamn serious. Relax a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're going to make your life shorter by stressing out so much.
But here's the thing, all right? Humor is most closely correlated to intelligence. So when you're unable to find the humor in things, it's because you're not very bright.
Well, that'll go into the next PowerPoint.
And if you don't believe me, look it up. It's true. It's damn true.
So we're coming close to the end here.
Yep.
What's your grade?
Grade?
What do you give it?
I give it
10 smiley faces out of 12? Or are you using real grades? I don't know.
I'll give you the scale. I give it a 47, but I'm not going to tell you what the scale is.
You just give it a 1 through 10. 10 being, I don't know, what's a good PowerPoint to compare
there are
to?
no good PowerPoints.
You're right. We established that at the beginning.
There are no good PowerPoints. I would say I give it a solid 8. It accomplished what you're trying to accomplish while also adding irony and satire.
Good. 8's good enough for me.
All right.
Passing grade.
And that's all we're worried about here. We're not working on the ABC scales, just pass or fail.
Yeah, right. Passing grade.
If it's good enough for Harvard, it's good enough for me.
This is what I'm sending in with my application to Harvard.
All right.
Yep.
You won't get in, you're a white male.
Yep. Psychologists, all you out there watching the podcast, this is my submission to you to come onto the show.
Oh, you want psychologists, therapists?
Yeah, something. I mean, it can't just be us bullshitting about what generations are. I gotta have somebody on here that actually knows what they're talking about.
You want to actually get a real person who studies generations to talk to the truth rather than the crap that we've been talking about all this time.
Yeah, I want to know if the things that we're saying are actually based on some sort of fact, because this is just based on our experience, right? Most of this is not researched.
Well, some of it's research. Yeah. Some of it's research. Like we got the generation dates correctly.
All right, fine.
And we did some general big umbrella.
Yeah, the things that Mike say are researched. But yeah, I want to know if there's like actually some truth to what we're saying, or if it's, you know, all nonsense. We're completely wrong. Don't know what we're talking about. I don't know.
Okay. I agree. I think it would be interesting. I still have this little thing in my head about it being urban versus rural. Say rural for us.
bro.
I still think there's something there that nobody is looking at yet. And I think it needs to be looked at by someone that's willing to do the actual research that can be replicated to be proven.
Yeah, and
I'm not that guy.
I'm with you. Neither am I. As you can see by my 25 minutes that I spent on this, I'm not that guy either. I think the rural versus the urban, and then I think the length of time of generations is something in there I think is key that people are overlooking. Like you said earlier, boomers raising Gen X versus boomers that raise millennials.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, I think there's like a divide in the generations, and I think it probably happens more often than not with each one, that people kind of miss that changes the way the next generation comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, I'll see if I can find somebody, but we might need more than 43 subscribers to get them on.
Hold on, we have 45 subscribers. As of this episode that we're recording, we have 45. When it comes out, who knows? Maybe it'll be back to 40. I don't know.
Maybe it will be 1,400.
Maybe it will be 1,400. We could lie to ourselves, but maybe it'll be 1,400.
So as of this episode, this recording, we still don't have a name for a rooster here.
Yep, we still don't have a name for our rooster.
How long do you want to do? Like 4 episodes of requesting names?
Yeah, because given that we asked for a name on an episode that still isn't released as of recording this,
so if
it'll be a while. So if we keep asking for names, eventually we'll get names for them.
So we'll do it for like the last episode, this episode, the next 2 episodes. That'd be like 1 month of episodes.
Yeah. So name him, put him in the comments. He identifies as a he. We asked. We established this last episode. So, you know, give him a name. He needs a name. Yep. He can't just be $14.99 for
the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yep. Follow us on X, not Twitter. Follow us on X. If you go to Twitter, it'll just take you to X. If you keep trying to go to Twitter,
I should have known that because it's X.
Even you forgot.
I know.
Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the social medias. Like, subscribe, share our stuff.
And hit that notification bell. Ding,
hit the notification bell. Hopefully it works for you. Mike's been having trouble.
Maybe we're going to talk about that.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace be the journey.